So for my infusion today, I will be talking about the Myers-Briggs type indicator that I got. And to be honest, I have done I don't even know how many personality quizzes throughout all the entrepreneurship classes I've taken. But I've never really was able to read more about them and kind of connect it to what I want to do when I grow up. So doing it in class sparked interest, and then the fact that we got to take the quiz after, and then it had the binder part where it showed exactly what you are, basically. It was awesome to see. It was really cool. So when we were doing it in class, I started filling out and writing down when we were going through the 4 different things, kind of what I was, and then I went and took the test for homework and ended up getting the same exact thing that I thought it was, which was pretty cool. So I ended up getting the extroverted sensing, feeling, and perceiving, which they called the performer, which is very interesting. It basically talked about how these type of people, like to have fun all the time, need social aspects, and in their learning and everyday lives, and that's exactly how I learn. In other classes we've talked about it too, like in my learning organizations class, how you learn, and that was one of the things I talked about, that I can't just sit in one space and do my work for long hours at a time. I need those breaks, and I need social interaction, and that's why I love the idea of open workspaces. I would thrive in that environment. I know introverts wouldn't really like to, but I definitely consider myself an extrovert. This is something that was very obvious. I love to talk. I love to make those connections with people. I love to learn about other people. So I'm just going to talk about some of the things that the binder talked about that I thought were really interesting and highlighted from it. So it talked about how they were sympathetic and observant, which was something I just spoke about. Like watching other people. I really feel for other people, and that's just something that I've carried on throughout my whole life, starting when I was a little kid. Dislike theory and future planning. This one's a little weird because I do like planning. I basically live on a schedule as an athlete, but when it comes to being flexible and changing plans, not sticking with time commitments, that is something I'm guilty of. And something I've been working on. My friends will make plans, and last minute I'll be like, hey, can you push it back an hour? Because I'm horrible with time. Horrible. Something I'm definitely working on. I tend to be late to certain things because I think I can do 100 tasks within an hour, and I can't. So, spontaneous, optimistic, love to have fun. I would check off all those boxes for myself. So I'm just going to scroll down, sorry. So ESFPs are likely to make very strong and stubborn judgment against the person who crossed them. That is something I am also guilty of. I tend to hold grudges if people that I trusted do something. Also something I'm working on as I grow as a person. So does extremely well in situations where they're allowed to learn by interacting with others, learn by doing. Huge part of my learning. I'm an extremely visual person. I need that in front of me. Even when for example, when I'm playing volleyball and, we're doing a new drill and she explains it to us, there are certain people on my team, including me, who are I need to see this first. And our coaches don't always love that because it does take time, but it is something that we need in order to get that drill going good. So that's definitely something. Feel a special bond with children, great people skills, love talking to people. I think as a captain on the volleyball team, I've really grown as a leader and somebody that's able to make those strong connections with people. as I learn how to connect with others and how to bring out the best in them. Something I definitely was not good at when I was younger, but it is something that I can say I've gotten a lot better at. And communicating with others, I've definitely grown a lot. So that's another thing. And lastly, I talked about job strengths and stuff like that. And sales was one of them, sales marketing, and something that I want to do is marketing. However, when sales is brought up, it's just kind of like something that I don't really see myself doing. So that was interesting to explore more. But overall, I really loved this activity, and it allowed me to reflect a lot and look at my weaknesses that the binder showed as well as my strengths, and gave me something to look forward to and set as a goal for myself.